This is the book of 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. And the closer and closer we get to the end of these devils' rule, the more is going to be revealed about them, and the more deception and wrath and tactics and snares and gins and wiles are going to come from these devils. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutations, brothers and sisters that are out there listening, learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I hope and pray that this lesson be edifying to the elect, as always. So, for this lesson, I'll be showing some clips of this video from the Jimmy Dore show. So before I get started, this is a fair use disclaimer, copyright disclaimer under Title 17 USC Section 107. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So this is fair use. It's for educational purposes. So let's get a clip, and then we'll get into the lesson.
I came to do inspection of the house. Ain't no inspection. You don't own the house. Get out of here. You don't own nothing. You know there's a court order. They get court order. Must vacate. No, get out of here. Fake ass court order. Look at this nigga trying to scam. This guy's been here for years. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. He's born here. Get out of here. When they call the cops, you came. The cops came. They did nothing. Get out of here. Yo, oh yeah. I don't know if you know this guy's trying to scam. We're not playing over here. We're not playing. We don't give a fuck about that little fake ass hat. We'll knock his fucking hat off. We not.
And as we get closer and closer to these devils' absolute ruin, you know, people are beginning to see, you know, on a larger and larger scale who these devils really are, man. You know, because they've been able to hide themselves for a long time. I'll get this real quick. This is Habakkuk 2 and 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also. Let thy foreskin be uncovered. Right? People are seeing these devils for who they are, man. And it says, the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. Let me get this one. Yep. Let's get it right here. Oh, no, not this one. Which one was the one I was looking at? This is a good one too, but it's not the one I was thinking of. Isaiah 32 and 5. So it's Isaiah 32. Oh, maybe it was already in there. I don't know. Salakia. There we go. Let's get this in the the blue letter. Okay. and I'll read it. Isaiah 32:5 in the NLT. In that day, ungodly fools will not be heroes. Scoundrels will not be respected. And that's what's happening right before our very eyes, man. You see how that Jake's talking to this curly fried demon? This small hat. Let's continue on.
I don't know if you guys remember, this was a very famous video that went around, and this is an Israeli stealing land from a Palestinian, and he's basically saying, if I don't do it, somebody else will. Let's see.
Yaakov, you know this is not your house.
Yes, but if I go, you don't go back. So what's the problem? What are you yelling at me? I didn't do this. I didn't do this.
But
It's easy to yell at me, but I didn't do this.
you are stealing my house.
And if I don't steal it, someone else is going to steal it.
No one is allowed to steal it, يا عمي.
זה לא שלי להחזיר.
So,
and that's these devils' logic, man. You heard what he said. If I don't steal it, somebody else is gonna steal it. Like it, crazy. Let's get This is Ecclesiastes 7:13, and it reads in the I read in the A&P. Consider the works of the Most High, who can make straight what he has bent. Let's get that in the KJV. Consider the work of the Most High, for who can make that straight which he have made crooked, right? Habakkuk 2:4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, also because he transgresses by wine, right, philosophies. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's exactly how these devils operate. Esau, Edom, the so-called self-proclaimed white men, and especially these small hats, man, which is the head tribe of the Edomites, man. Let's get let's see what's going on with what that devil was saying. If he don't steal it, somebody's gonna steal it. And this is how they think. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand, right? Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man in his heritage, man.
he's like, hey, if I don't steal it, somebody else is going to steal it.
You called him by name. They're neighbors.
Yeah, they know each other.
What a piece of garbage this guy is. So you got to talk to your neighbor by name. Yaakov, you know it's my house you're stealing. Well, someone's going to steal your house. I wonder where terrorism comes from.
So that's what they do. That's just the regular MO. Can you imagine that? Somebody coming and stealing your house and trying to... Anyway, so breaking. Jews in Manhattan are stealing homes of black people through deed theft. This is real.
Oh.
This is...
Well, who? The Kabod people? Or the who is it? Like, is it like a Lakewood, New Jersey community of hayseeds?
So let's watch.
So I'm gonna play this, but I want to get. I think he's gonna read it too, but I want to get the definition of deed theft. So we have understanding of what these tiny tops are doing through their deception. So this is from the chat GPT. I asked, what is deed theft? Deed theft, also called property title fraud, is a type of real estate scam where someone illegally transfers ownership of a property into their own name without the true owner's knowledge or consent. And you see who they're doing it to, right? These tiny tops, they're doing it to Jakes, man. The real children of Israel. And that's why the Lord said, since their anger have prepared tear perpetually, the Lord's gonna visit them, man. So it says how it works. A scammer typically forges documents like a deed or title, files them with a local government office like a county registry of deeds, makes it look like they legally own the property. Excuse me. It says once they appear as the quote-unquote owner, they may sell the property to an unsuspecting buyer, take out loans using the property as collateral, rent it out, and collect money. And that's what these devils do, man. They only go around, steal, kill, murder, deceive, right? How's the scripture go? How's the wickedness? Sweet. I think that's how it goes. Though he hide it under his tongue, I think that's how it's worded. Yep, Job 20 and 12. Let's see. Yeah, let's start at Job 20 and 11. His bones are full of the sin of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. Though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, man. So these devils are always plotting, always scheming. They as the scriptures say, they as soon as they be born, they're born speaking lies, man. That's how these devils get down, man. It says, yet his meat and his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asp within him, and let's look at that gall of asp. Web search. It means metaphorically suggests that wicked gains turn poisonous inside a person like a venom of an asp or a cobra. Right, so a very poisonous snake, man. It says a biblical idiom from Job 20 and 14 and 16 representing extreme bitterness, poison, and the deadly self-destructive consequences of sin. This is them these devils, coming up against the children of Israel. All right, there we go. So let's go back. Okay, so it says once they appear as the owner, they may sell the property to an unsuspecting buyer, take out loans using the property as collateral, rent it out, and collect money. So they could take somebody's home from them, lie, go down there, take their filthy ass down, to the office or what have you, say it's them, that they own the house, and then turn around and sell the house if they want, or rent it out, or take out loans, on the house or what have you, all while the actual owner is still living there or still actually owns it. You know, that's just how evil and deceptive these people are, man. And the Lord is making this all being made known before their ultimate destruction, man. Because as the scriptures say, let's get that. Inquisition is being made against these devils, man. 2nd Ezra 6:19. And I will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness. And when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, man. So they're hurting unjustly people that haven't done anything to them, man. Let's get this. Psalms 35:19. Let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me, neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. Right? Jake wasn't even messing with them. But they're constantly coming after Jake and forwarding the affliction, as the scriptures say, man. It says, yeah, they opened their mouth wide against me and said, aha, aha, our eye have seen it. This thou hast seen, O Lord, keep not silence, O Lord, be not far from me, man. And that's our cry, that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi delivers us from these devils, man. Right, let's go back, read a little bit more of this, and then we'll watch some more of the video. It says, who is most at risk? Deed theft often targets elderly homeowners, people who own vacant land or second homes, owners who have fully paid off their mortgage, or properties in rapidly increasing value areas. And so they're always targeting the weak, man. Just like, let me see if I grab that real quick. All right, here we go. I'll read this first, and I'll read what I pulled up in the Google. Deuteronomy 28:50, and it describes these devils to a T, man. Deuteronomy 28:50. A nation of fear. Let's do this. Start at 49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, right? And this is in the book of the curses, the blessings and the curses, right? So this is one of the curses. These devils are a curse unto us. These Edomites, these self-proclaimed white people, are a curse onto you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And look at how they treat you all throughout the earth, man. Deuteronomy 28:49. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. And that they do this all the time. So I looked up in Google. I said, when did Amalek, which is these small hats, these big noses, these curly fries on the side ass niggas, Amalek, the Amalekites, it said, when did Amalek attack Israel? You know, and I asked, the scripture too. So it says, the Amalekites attacked the Israelites shortly after the exodus from Egypt at Rephidim, as documented in Exodus 17:8-16. This unprovoked attack targeted the weak, trailing, and tired Israelites after they left Egypt. It says a detailed emphasized in Deuteronomy 25:17-18. Joshua led the army while Moses held up his staff with Aaron and Hur to ensure victory. But the point being that they unprovokingly attacked our people, and not only did they attack, but they attacked the weak, trailing, and tired Israelites. And that's exactly how these devils operate. If you look at all these different stories of Jake, getting harassed by a group of Edomites, it tends to be one of the weaker Israelites, you know, tends to be females and children a lot. And then it's an overwhelming amount of Edomite males, because that's just their nature, man. As the scripture says, you know, he'll put two will be in the womb, and one nation shall be stronger than the other. Israel's stronger than these damn Edomites, man, and they know it. And that's why they're always being, you know, cowardly and attacking the weaker vessels, or they're coming with overwhelming force, man. All right, so let's get a little bit more of this video and we can wrap it up. So let's see what's going on.
Deed theft, where homeowners are essentially tricked out of their properties, has been a pervasive problem for a few years now. And now this group is rallying outside the governor's office, demanding that she do something about it.
My father and I worked really hard. We scraped and we saved and we purchased our home legally and legitimately.
Rachel Cyprian was shaking mad as she spoke with us outside the governor's office about the devastating impact of her 15-year fight to reclaim ownership of her Brooklyn home following deed theft.
It leads to homelessness. It leads to depression. It leads to all sorts of failures. Here we are, Black people, in this country now for over 400 years, and we're constantly starting from square one.
Deed theft is when a property's title is transferred away from the rightful owner, generally due to deceptive or predatory tactics. Frequently, the targets are seniors and communities of color.
What do we want? When do we want it?
Now, Brooklyn City Councilman Chio Say is pressing the governor to put a moratorium on evictions where there's a deed theft case pending or being investigated.
We are pleading to the governor, to the head of the state, to do right by all of us, to do right by Black New Yorkers, and to do your job.
During the moratorium, Chio Say and other elected leaders are demanding legislative fixes, like more support for homeowners in eviction court, special investigative units inside district attorneys' offices, a public database of shell companies associated with deed theft, and more. In response, a spokeswoman for the governor's office did not mention an immediate moratorium, but said the governor has taken a number of steps to push back against deed theft. Quote, "No New Yorker should be cheated out of the opportunity to keep their home," which is why Governor Hochul has proposed $40 million in her state budget for the Homeowner Protection Program, and why she has led the way in enacting strong protections to empower homeowners and crack down on illegal deed theft. But advocates say they will press on for more reform and that immediate moratorium.
Moratorium now! Moratorium now! Governor Hochul, it is now at your door.
Yes. Right.
What are you going to do to keep Black families in their home? That's it. That's all I want to hear about.
Between 2014 and 2023, there have been roughly 3,500 complaints of deed theft in New York City alone. So we will continue following these proposals and continue to follow up with the governor's office and councilman's office as this moves forward. In Midtown, Henry Rossoff, Pixel.
Yeah, you see it, man. Let me see. I think this is the other video.
I came to do inspection of the house.
Ain't no inspection. You don't own the house. Get out of here. You don't own nothing.
You know there's a court order.
They get court order.
Guys must vacate.
No, get out of here. Fake ass court order. Look at this nigga sound scam. This guy been here for years. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. He's born here. Get out of here. When they call the cops, you came, the cops came, they did nothing. Get out of here. Yo, oh yeah. I don't know if you know this guy's trying to scam. We not playing over here. We not playing. We don't give a fuck about that little fake ass hat. We'll knock his fucking hat off. We not playing. You heard me? We not playing.
I understand.
I'm trying to play. I'm trying to get him the fuck out of here before he gets himself hurt out here. You heard? We don't give a fuck about that hat. You heard? We don't give a fuck about that hat. We'll knock his.
Yeah, so, you know, hey, the wicked are being revealed, man. You know, people are starting to see who these devils really are, you know, and they're going to, because they see the you know, their trickery isn't working on a lot of the people like it used to. You know, they're going to use their deceptive, you know, tactics, their wiles, as they always do. They're going to use their media to sway the people, and you know, they're going to, you know, start persecution, man. You know, I've already seen different articles where they're, you know, talking about, you know, they got to end, you know, anti-SEM, which is Shem, But, you know, that's another lesson for another time. But, you know, they as the scriptures say, they hateth him that rebuketh in the gate. You know, the words of you know, the men of the Lord, you know, the prophets, you know, the apostles, the elders, GMS, the like-minded brothers on down, you know, the bright, you know, as well. Let's read it. Let's read it again. It's bringing these devils down, man. It's back in 2 Thessalonians 2:8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, man. That's through the prophets, man. You know, these devils are being exposed by the words of the Lord being spoken to the four corners of the earth, man. And that inquisition being made against these devils, and people are beginning to see it, and these devils know that their time is short, and that's why they're gonna come down with great wrath, you know, because their time, as the scriptures say, you know, Satan shall be loose for a short season, and that short season is almost up, man. All praise to Yahawashi. These devils are almost through, man. All the lies, the deception, the evil, the wickedness, the disgusting practices, you know, everything, the horror that they've, you know, committed throughout the four corners of the earth is soon to come to an end, man. And we look for new heavens and new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. These devils gotta go. The cancer of the earth gotta go, man. You know, the Lord said he's gonna, in due time, he's gonna set up over the earth one that is profitable. And who's that? Yahawashi, man. You know, King David, the 144,000 ruling, governing body that will rule on earth as it is in heaven in perfect order and righteousness, and put these damn devils in kennels and chains where they belong, man. So that's pretty much it, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is Exodus 17 and 16. For he said, because the Lord hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, man. You know, so these devils are slated for destruction, man. The Lord is a man of war, you know, and he has not at all acquitted the wicked, as the scriptures say, man. You know, so they will pay for their crimes, man. You know, thus saith the Bible, thus saith Yahawashi, man. You know, so yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, just wanted to bring this out. You know, home theft in NYC, and you see the curly fried demon, you know, on the screen, man. You know, and as time goes on, they're continuing to be exposed more and more more wickedness is coming out. I actually seen a video earlier where they show this a Moabite Christian over there in our land of Israel, and a bunch of those small hats kids spitting on her. Just one dude slapped her, other dude hit her with his backpack, you know. So these people, the more that they well, as the scriptures say, pride goeth before destruction. So their pride, matter of fact, let's end off on that. I was actually thinking about that earlier as a spirit. All praise to Yahawashi. Obadiah 1 and 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised, man. You know, and people are really tired of these niggas, man. You know, and it just shows you that their time is almost up, man. So call Halal Yamla Abanawa Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakadash. I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Hope and pray that this lesson was edifying as always to the elect. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutations, brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning. Fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of this bitch. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom, abba babal, abba to Esau Edom, and Kwam Yasharala. Hey, shalom. In the next one.